Hello students, welcome to Sri Jayendra's Ring Zone classes. I am your friend and mentor for coming classes with respect to physics. This is lecture number 4 of unit motion in a straight line. In previous classes we were discussing about the differentiation, and why we are using differentiation because we want to know the instantaneous speed or instantaneous velocity. So let's move further in differentiation. Before we go to the next topic, just revise the basic formula of differentiation. We know that differentiation of any constant number would be a 0. We know that differentiation of x to the power n, the power would be the multiplied, and one of the power would be a lesser. It's a d by dx of x to the power n, that should be n into x to the power n minus 1. These are the basic rules. Next we have gone through the log and exponential function. This is d by dx of e to the power x, that would be the same, it's an e to the power x only. D by dx of ln x, it's an 1 by x, and d by dx of a to the power x, it is an a to the power x multiplied by log a. Next we have gone through the trigonometric functions. Have you remember all this? Did you? Yes. D by dx of sin x, it's a cos. D by dx of cos x, it is a minus sin x. D by dx of tan x, it's a sec square x. D by dx of cot x, it's a minus of cos x square x. D by dx of sec x, it's a sec x into tan x. And d by dx of cosec x, it's a minus of cosec x into cot x. And last but not the least, we have gone through multiplication and division rules. Just go through this. This is d by dx of first term multiplied by second term. So when I do this, what I need to do is I need to do any one of the term as it is, as here it is a gx, and I need to differentiate one of the term, it's an f dash x. Now put a sign of addition and then interchange their position. That means the term which have been already differentiated, that in this case it is an f dash x, that should be written as it is. So I have written here fx, and gx would be differentiated, so that has been written as a g dash x. Yes, in division rule it is a d by dx of fx by gx, it's an f dash x into gx. One very important thing is these two terms are related with subtraction, so you cannot interchange their positions. So consider this very carefully. This is fx into g dash x divided by gx whole square. So I hope you are clear up to this. Even I am sure that you must have gone through various questions for the practice purpose. Now let's look to the new rule. It's a chain rule, a very interesting, and sometimes students find it too difficult. I don't know why, but let's look. Let's say suppose a relation is look like this, dy by dx. Can I write like this? It's a dy by du. Du is certain term multiplied by du by dx. Look at this very carefully. This is the dy by dx, and can I write like this? It's a dy by du multiplied by du by dx. This is chain rule. A very simple, very simple. Now let's look that how to use this. How can I? Let's suppose your question is something like this: y should be equals to sine of x square. Y should be is equals to sine of x square. Now let's look at this very carefully. You have been asked to perform dy by dx. You have been asked to perform dy by dx. How could you do this? How could you do this? Think. How could you do this? So let's suppose, tell me that if I have written it as an y is equals to sine of x, and suppose I have been asked to you what is dy by dx, your answer would be, sir, it would be an cos x. Yes, yes, but here it is an x square, it is the biggest issue. So what I can do is let's assume that u is equals to x square. Let's assume u as an x square, and now my data would be the y should be is equals to sine of u. Y is equals to sine of u. Now what I need to do is I need to perform two calculation. If you look it very carefully, I need to perform two calculation. One is this: it's an dy by du, and another task is to perform du by dx. Can you get it? Okay, so let's begin with the dy by du. Here it is a y, so what I should write is it's a dy by du, or I should say as a d by du of y. So this is, if I write d by du of sine u, tell me what would be the answer. Yes, you are correct, it's a cos u. Very good. Now first task and half of the battle has been won. Now the second, it's a du by dx, so it's a d by dx of u. So this is d by dx of x square. What is it? It's a 2x. So this is your first answer, this is your second answer. This is your first answer, this is your second answer. Are you clear up to this? Are you clear up to this? Yes. Now what I should do is, because I have not been asked dy by du or du by dx, what I have been asked is dy by dx. So what should I do is, I should multiply this to dy by dx. It is dy by du multiplied by du by dx. So dy by du, it's a cos of u multiplied by du by dx, it is 2x. So when I write u, because u is not there in any terms, na, it would be a sin x square. So I can replace this u, it would be cos of u, that means cos of x square multiplied by 2x. This is the final answer. Can you do this? Let's look at this whole things again. What I need to do is, I am supposed to perform this dy by dx. How I did this, I have supposed this, replace it in a chain. That chain consists of dy by du multiplied by du by dx. Yes, what you need to do is, you need to assume something and you are going to give it a name as in u, and then you will perform it. How you can do this, we will look in the next questions. But first look at this. Suppose I have been given as y is equals to sine of x square, then I need to perform dy by dx. So what I did is, I know that if it would be an sin x, I can easily do it. I cannot do this because it is an x square, so I have assumed x square as an u. Now as I assumed x square as an u, my number has been changed as y should be equals to sine of u. Now I need to perform two tasks. First was the du by dx, another was the dy by du. So I perform this du by dx and dy by du and put up a value. Yes, will you be able to solve this? Are you sure? Okay, let's look at the next question. Do one thing, take your paper, take your pen and do the numericals just with me. This will give you a more confidence. Next, let's say question is y would be is equals to log of x square plus 2x plus 1. What I need to do is, I need to calculate dy by dx. How could I do this? So let's say first task would be, let's assume there's a certain number, let's say u. My u would be x square plus 2x plus 1. So my new data should be y is equals to log of u. Now when I perform dy by dx, I need to find it out, dy by du multiplied by du by dx. Yes. Okay, now do this step by step. What I need to do is, I need to do dy by du. What is this? It's dy by du, this is equals to d by du of y is log of u. So this is d by, if it was a d by dx of log x, it is 1 by x. So here it is 1 by u, and our u is x square plus 2x plus 1. Now next task, it's a du by dx. So if I perform d by dx of x square plus 2x plus 1, then it should be x square, it's a 2x, 2x, it's a 2, and for 1 it's a 0. So if I multiply this, dy by dx as a final answer, this is dy by du, that is 1 by x square plus 2x plus 1 multiplied by du by dx, it is 2x plus 2. This is simply, the answer is yes. Yes. What was your answer? Is it the same? Well done. Keep going. Now let's do the same question using certain tricks and techniques. The question was y is equals to log of x square plus 2x plus 1. Question was look like this. This is the question, y is equals to log of x square plus 2x plus 1, and I need to find out the dy by dx. Now what you can do is, let's remember and learn this trick. Let's look at this. Suppose this is the data that has been given. Okay, now tell me, if it was only y is equals to log of x, and you have been asked dy by dx, can you do it? Are you sure? In this situation your answer would be yes sir, definitely. If y is equals to log x and we have been asked dy by dx, it would be an 1 by x only, that's it. So I am telling you the same thing. Listen this very carefully. Let's assume this as an x. Let's assume it. So if it has been assumed, then the answer would be 1 by x. The answer would be 1 by x. But tell me, is it a really x or you have just assumed it? Then your answer would be no sir, we have just assumed it. So now replace the value of an x. What is the value of x? It's an x square plus 2x plus 1. Yes. Now multiply the term with a differentiation which you have already assumed. You have assumed this thing. You need to differentiate this with respect to x only. So if I differentiate this, it is 2x plus 2. You need to multiply this. This is 2x plus 2, and this would be the answer. Will you be able to solve this? Are you sure? Let's look this trick again and again. What you need to do is, whatever the terms are there, you need to assume this and you need to differentiate it once. This is its differentiation. This is d by dx of x square plus 2x plus 1. This is 2x plus 2. Now if it is an x, then d by dx of log x, it would be a 1 by x. So you have written just like 1 by x, but x were the term which has been assumed. X is the term which has been assumed, so I have written it as an x square plus 2x plus 1 multiplied by differentiation of the term which has been assumed. This is 2x plus 2. Yes, easy, very easy. Let's find it out. Next question. Suppose you have been given y should be is equals to cos of x cube. Now tell me what you would assume. What number you would assume dy by dx is required. Yes, you are correct. You need to first assume x cube and you need to differentiate it. So let's differentiate it first. D by dx of x cube, this is 3x square. Yes. Now what is dy by dx? It's a, let us assume that this is x. Let us assume that it is x. So if it was an x, y is equals to cos x, and if I differentiate this, cos x would give me a minus of sin x, but x was not the correct term, it was just an assumption part. So what was the correct term? It's an x cube. So write it down, multiplied by differentiation of that term which you have been assumed, it is a 3x square. So that's it, you did it. Well done, great job. Are you comfortable with this? Are you sure? Can you do it? Okay, let's do it very quickly. And next question, do it fast. Let's say the number that has been given is y is equals to e to the power 4x. You need to find out dy by dx. How could you do this? How could you do this? Yes, you are correct. 4x needs to be assumed by something. Let's differentiate it first. So if I differentiate 4x first, d by dx of 4x, it would be a 4 only. Yes. Now the task would be, you need to differentiate this term. It's an e to the power 4x. Let's assume this as an x only. Let's assume this as an x only. So it is an x only, so it is an e to the power 4x multiplied by a number which has been assumed. It's a 4. So this would be the answer, 4 into e to the power 4x. Yes. What was your answer? What was your answer? Okay, let's look at the same kind of question one more. Y is equals to e to the power minus of, let's say, 2t, and what you required is the dy by dt. So first tell me what to be assumed. What to be assumed? Yes, you are correct, it's a minus 2t. So let's do it, d by dt of minus of 2t, that would be a minus 2. Next what you require is dy by dt. This is equals to e to the power minus of 2t itself multiplied by minus of 2. Yes. Do you feel this interesting? Yes, very interesting. Let's look at the next question. Let's say, suppose they have been given that y should be is equals to sine of t cube plus 3t square plus 2t plus 1, and they have asked that what is dy by dt. What would be the dy by dt? How could I do this? So first I need to assume this something, and whatever I assume I differentiate it once. So if I differentiate at a first stage, it is a d by dt of t cube plus 3t square plus 2t plus 1. Then the answer would be d by dt of t cube, it is a 3t square. It's a d by dt of 3t square, it's a 60. D by dt of 2t, it's a 2. So this is 3t square plus 60 plus 2. This is d by dt. This is my first task. Now what is next? It's a dy by dt. This is sine in their bracket or something. So I need to replace sine t by a cos t. And while I replace by a t, I need to write the same thing as it is. This is t cube plus 3t square plus 2t plus 1 multiplied by, this would be the term, 3t square plus 60 plus 2. Yes. Did your answer is matching with mine? Did it? Okay, great job. You learned this very quickly. Very good. Next question. Shall I increase the difficulty level? May I? Okay. It's a challenge for you. Do this on your own. Let's say y is equals to log of x into e to the power 2x, and you need to differentiate this dy by dx. How could you do this? How could you do this? Tell me. Can you? Yes, let me help you. This is the first term that I should say as an u. This should be considered as a different term. It's a v. So when I perform dy by dx, what I write is, it's a v into du by dx plus u into dv by dx. So on a first step, write down the v as it is. It is an e to the power 2x multiplied by du by dx. U is the log x. So if I differentiate it, it is a 1 by x plus. Now the term is u should be as it is. This is log of x multiplied by d by dx of e to the power 2x. Now look at this very carefully. Up till now it is very simple. Now here it is a d by dx of e to the power 2x. I need to differentiate this by applying a chain rule. Yes, so it would be e to the power x by x plus log x multiplied by, now the exam begins. Yes, so d by dx of e to the power 2x. First you need to assume this as a certain number and you need to differentiate this. So do the mind calculation. Do the mind calculation. D by dx of 2x, what is it? Yes, it is 2 multiplied by the term as it is, this is e to the power 2x. If you have done it, well done. Is it your answer? Are you sure? Now can you do this kind of question? Will you be able to solve this? Will you be able to solve this? Yes or no? Are you sure? Can it be done by you? Let's do the next question. Suppose you have been given that x is equals to a into e to the power minus of alpha t plus b into e to the power plus beta t, and that has been given that alpha and beta is constant, and you need to perform dx by dt. Differentiate this function with respect to time. You need to differentiate this. How could you do this? How will you? Can you do this? Let's begin. So when I perform dx by dt, first this is a as it is, it is a constant. When I perform a differentiation of this e to the power minus of alpha t, you know that I need to apply a chain rule. For that I need to differentiate this minus of alpha into t. Now do a mind calculation again. D by dt of minus of alpha t. You might see this by close your eyes. If this is not, you need to practice this as, because we are going to use a differentiation in class 11, in class 12 as well. So this will help us to save our time. So do a mind calculation. It is an e to the power minus of alpha t. What it would be? D by dt of minus alpha t. What it would be? Yes, you are correct. It is minus of alpha. Now you need to put it as it is. This is e to the power minus of alpha t plus b as it is into, again you need to do this, e to the power bt, e to the power bt. So again if I do a calculation, it would be a b multiplied by e to the power bt. So if I simplify this or try to simplify this, this should look like b into beta into e to the power bt. Here minus is there, so minus of a into alpha into e to the power minus of alpha t. This is dx by dt. Yes, yes. Have you did this? Are you sure? Okay, let's move to the next question. You feel this interesting now? Okay, so next it's a d by dx of sine 2x plus 2 multiplied by cos let's say 4x plus 3. Yes, do this. It's a d by dx of sine 2x plus 2 into cos of 4x plus 3. We can assume this as an u and we can assume this as a v. So when I write this, what I should do is, this is multiplication of this 2, so it's a d by dx of u into v, so that should be u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. This is u into dv by dx plus v into du by dx. So that should be is equals to, let's say u should be as it is, so I write it down, that's a sine 2x plus 2 multiplied by dv by dx. So first what I need to do is I need to assume this 4x plus 3. I need to assume this 4x plus 3, and if I differentiate this, what would be the differentiation of 4x? What would be the differentiation of 4x? Yes, correct, it is 4. And what about the 3? It would be a 0 because it is a constant number. Now what would be the differentiation of cos as an complete? It's a minus of sine 4x plus 3. Are you clear with this, or shall I repeat? Look, I need to differentiate this. So when I write cos of 4x plus 3, I need to differentiate this with the help of chain rule. With the help of chain rule. So when I differentiate 4x plus 3, I get the answer, it's a 4. That needs to be multiplied. By cos of 4x plus 3 and differentiate of that. When I differentiate cos of 4x plus 3, I am going to have is minus of sine 4x plus 3. Yes, okay. Now let's do the next term. This is half of the battle. So u dv by dx has been performed. Now it's a turn for the v into du by dx. So write down the v. It's a cos of 4x plus 3 multiplied by sine 2x plus 2. First you need to differentiate this. It's a 2. This 2 would be the 0 multiplied by differentiation of sine. What is it? Differentiation of sine, it's a cos of 2x plus 2. So this would be your final answer. For simplification you can do something like this, that it is a 2 into cos of 4x plus 3 into cos of 2x plus 2 minus of, here minus is the minus of 4 into sine of 2x plus 2 multiplied by sine of 4x plus 3. This would be the answer. Yes, easier. Okay, let's look at the next question. You need to perform d by dx of x square into e to the power minus of x. You need to perform d by dx of x square into e to the power minus x. What it would be? Let's say this is u, this is v. Now do completely mind calculation. Completely, I am not going to write any single thing on this board. So first you need to write a u, it's an x square multiplied by dv by dx. But before we go through the dv by dx, I need to apply a chain rule to this. Look at there, it is having minus of x, so it would be multiplied by minus 1 multiplied by e to the power minus x plus. Now you have written already u into dv by dx. Now it's a time for v into du by dx. So this is e to the power minus of x multiplied by du by dx. It is a 2x. Yes, absolutely right. So this would be e to the power minus of x into 2x minus of, here minus 1 sign is there, x square into e to the power minus of x. So if you wish, you can take a common as an e to the power minus x into x. So this is, if I take this as common, e to the power minus x multiplied by x, then the terms that remain would be here 2 minus of x. This would be the final answer. Yes. One more question, a trickier one. Let's look. Suppose the data given is d by dx of x divided by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. While they have given that a is the constant, and you need to perform this. Look at the data very carefully, and make your mind ready. that what could be done. Make your mind ready. What could be done? Tell me, what would be the situation? How could I do this? Let's do one thing, that it is a d by dx of x into, let's multiply this term having a power of minus of 3 by 2, because it would be easier, to multiply rather to divide. So this is the situation, x divided by x square plus a square to the power minus 3 by 2. Now what I can do is I can write this as a u, I can write this as a v. Now it is a u multiplied by dv by dx. So I need to write u as it is. This is x multiplied by dv by dx. So I need to do this. How could I do this? Tell me. First I need to consider this complete bracket as x to the power n. Now if I want to differentiate x to the power n, what was the answer? Think. It's a n into x to the power n minus 1. Yes. So when I differentiate this as an x to the power n, the answer should be minus of 3 by 2 into x square plus a square to the bracket minus 3 by 2 minus of 1. Am I clear up to this? One more thing, I have assumed this incorrectly. This is x square plus a square. So what should I do? I need to differentiate this x square plus a square. I need to differentiate this also. So when I differentiate this, d by dx of x square, it's a 2x, and d by dx of a square, as a is a constant, a square 2 would be a constant, and differentiation of any constant number would be a 0, so it would be a 0. So this is half of the battle, u plus dv by dx. Now you need v multiplied by du by dx. So v you need to write like this, x square plus a square to the power minus of 3 by 2 multiplied by du by dx. It's a d by dx of x, so which is a 1. Very easy. Okay, so let us try to solve this. What are the data I am having? It's a minus of 3 by 2, multiplied by 2x. This is 2x multiplied by x, so let's write it as in 2x square itself. Divide by this is minus of 5 by 2. Let's write as like this, x square plus a square to the power 5 by 2 plus, here it is 1, it's a 1, divide by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. Yes, are you clear with this? Look at this again. This is minus 3 by 2 that I have been written here. It's a 2x multiplied by x, so it is a 2x square. Divide by x square plus a square to the power 5 by 2. Yes, are you done with this? Okay, let's use a next slide to solve this. It's the data where minus of 3 by 2 multiplied by 2x square divide by x square plus a square to the power 5 by 2 plus 1 divide by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. This was the data. Yes, this was the data. Now let's try to solve this. Let's forward this number to on this side, so it would be a negative to the positive. 3 by 2 multiplied by 2x square divide by x square plus a square to the power 5 by 2. This 2 would be a cancel, and this would be 1 by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. So here the data is 3x square. This is 3x square should be is equals to x square plus a square to the power 5 by 2 divide by x square plus a square to the power 3 by 2. Here this is 5 by 2, here this is 3 by 2. Their bases are same, x square plus a square, so their power would be a subtracted, and when I subtract the power, things would look like, let's have a look. It's a 5 by 2 minus of 3 by 2. So what would be the answer? This is 3x square should be is equals to x square plus a square. 5 by 2 minus 3 by 2, 5 by 3, 5 minus 3, it's a 2 by 2, it's a 1. So this is 3x square should be is equals to x square plus a square. 3x square minus x square, this is 2x square, that should be is equals to x square, and this x could be is equals to plus or minus a by root 2. Yes, do you enjoy this? I enjoy this a lot. This is the relation which you are going to learn in class number 12, and mostly I have seen the students to face a difficulty to solve this, but you guys did it very well done. So do this very carefully, this is very interesting, very interesting. Now let's look at the next question. Let's look at this. Let's say suppose you have been given a data that is x is equals to a into theta plus sine theta, while y is equals to b cos theta. This is only they have given, and they have asked us to find out dy by dx. Now look at the relation very carefully. Look at this, because here the function is of theta. It's a x is a function of theta, even y is a function of theta, but they have asked about the dy by dx. How could you do this? What can be the options? So can you write like this, that dy by dx would be is equals to dy by d theta multiplied by d theta by dx. Yes, this could be done. So let's do it. This is first task, it is a dy by d theta, and d theta by dx, it's a second task. We need to do a two tasks, then multiply it, and that's it. So let's begin with the dy by d theta. First, it's a dy by d theta, that is d by d theta of b cos theta. Now it is a b into d by d theta of cos theta. What is it? It's a minus of sine theta. So this is minus of b into sine theta. This is dy by d theta. Next, d theta by dx. Next is the d theta by dx, but we will solve it as a dx by d theta, and at the later part we will inverse the function. So let's find it out. Dx by d theta, that is d by d theta of a into theta plus a into sine theta. So this is equals to d by d theta of a theta, which is an a, plus a into, now d by d theta of sine theta, it is a cos theta. So the term would remain is a plus a cos theta, but this is dx by d theta. This is dx by d theta. Now let's move further. The data are dy by d theta is d is equals to minus of b sine theta, and dx by d theta is equals to a plus a cos theta, or you can write like this, a into bracket 1 plus cos theta. This is dx by d theta. So if I write d theta by dx, it would be a 1 divided by a into bracket 1 plus cos theta. Now what you need to do is you need to find out dy by dx. So it would be dy by d theta multiplied by d theta by dx. So dy by d theta, it's a minus of b sine theta multiplied by 1 divided by a into bracket 1 plus cos theta. So let's rearrange this. It's a dy by dx, that should be is equals to minus of b sine theta upon a into bracket 1 plus cos theta. This is the final answer. Can you do this? Can you? You want one more question like this? Okay, let's do it. Next, the question given is x is equals to t square and y is equals to 2t plus 1. this is given, x is equals to t square and y is equals to 2t plus 1, and you need to find out the dy by dx of this. You need to find out dy by dx of this. So what would be the situation? Now you know it correctly. It is a dy by dt multiplied by dt by dx. It would be an dy by dt multiplied by dt by dx. So if I do this, first I need to perform dy by dt. Let's do it. Dy by dt, this is d by dt of 2t plus 1. When I do this, d by dt of 2t plus 1, this is d by dt of 2t, this is 2, and d by dt of 1, it is a 0. So this dy by dt is 2. Next, let's perform dx by dt. This is equals to d by dt of t square. When I perform this, it would be a 2t. So now a last task, dy by dx, that would be is equals to dy by dt multiplied by dt by dx. So dy by dt would be a 2 multiplied by dt by dx. Look at this, this is dx by dt. If you make a inverse of this, this is dt by dx, it's a 1 by 2t. So this is 1 by 2t. This 2 would be the gone, and the remaining number would be the 1 by t. This is dy by dx. Are you sure? Is it your answer? Are you sure? Okay, well done. So this is all about the chain rule. Now again revise things, that how do we begin. In the first part of differentiation, we have just started with the very basic functions, and we make a practice of that functions. Let's say trigonometric functions, power functions, addition functions, subtraction functions, division functions, multiplication functions, and so on. Then we have switched to this chain rule. And we are doing the practice of this kind of questions only, that how, if chain rule do exist, how could I solve it in my numerical. So this is all about the basics of differentiation. Do one thing, you do practice a lot this kind of questions, starting from the very basics to the chain rule and difficult questions of differentiation. This will help us. Whatever the students, whoever the students of engineering is there, they will do this definitely, because maths might be their interested topic. But I will tell you, to the students of medical field as well, please do it, because in our physics, of medical, differentiation would be required at every third or second numerical. You cannot say that this is a topic of a maths and I will not attempt it. This is our requirement. This is a requirement of a physics, and I have did it up to the requirement of physics only. So do practice this kind of questions a lot. In very next class, we are going to start a differentiation as compared to the physics, that how in physics we are going to relate, and we are going to do a task according to the differentiation. Okay, so please practice as many questions as possible. If you are through with the differentiation, this will help us not only in 11th, in 12th also. Okay, let's wind it down. Thank you. Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.